Hello. I wanted to come on here and share some adoption book references. I have 4 that I want to talk about. I have talked about this book before, all by itself. As soon as I read it, I was just like, I have to share it. But I just wanted to come on here because I always think like going through adoption, or I know there's a lot of families that think about that or are going through it, and I think, what would I wanted to have known? And that's really there. It's almost like, you know what, maybe I don't need to know everything beforehand. I mean, that's literally impossible. But what would I like to know? I feel like the adoption agencies try and do their best with as many classes and information and resources as possible, but each individual case and each individual child is very vastly different. We have a sibling set of 3, and all 3 of them have vastly different needs, because what their experience is and what each of them endured to get to where they are is all different. Some things are similar, but they're all different. And so we are on adoption number 6, and I cannot tell you like every single detail, but what I can tell you is, here we go again. It's different. And so I just want to have that caveat in explaining that when you are seeing a family or seeing this child, don't compare. You are going to need to meet the needs of your child individually, as well as your whole family as a whole, for what that means. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So let's get to it. So there are 4 books. The first one I want to talk about is The Connected Child. I don't know if you can hear her, but I have Daphne next to me, and she was getting sleepy, but now she's talking. So this has been a requirement for our agency for a very long time, and so they have them check it out, or you can purchase it yourself. I have done many book reports on this book, so many. I know this book, like, I can give you all the explanation. Okay, I didn't know she was going to be up. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry. Okay. Actually, that's just life. So what is this book about? I encourage any family that wants to know more about connecting with the child, going into adoption. If you have, like, all these books that I'm saying, that I'm referencing, are great for everyone, because if you are touched by adoption, if you want to know more about adoption or about the needs of these children, these are all great resources. Okay, so this one, I wrote notes so I wouldn't be so scattering. This was required, like I said, and it talks about how the children come from hard places and the differences of what those look like, what those hard places may be. Were they exposed to drug and alcohol in the womb? Were they abused in another way after they were born? Were all different hard places, okay? So this explains different hard places, and it gives techniques in your tool belt, basically, like preparing you for what those hard places may look like, and then possible scenarios to work through. So they give you kind of techniques to do. Oh, it's okay, I know. To use, to put in your tool belt. So I would say that because I had this way back when we first adopted Dennis, I learned a lot, and a lot of connecting techniques to connect to that child really helped. So good one. And Sharon Purvis, she is just like big in the adopted world of children from hard places. So you can look her up, and she has other resources as well. Did I say Sharon? Karen Purvis. Let's see. There we go. I'm sorry. Okay, So the second one is, I love, 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 love. When I found this book, I was just like searching on Amazon for adopted books, and I came across this one by Sherry Eldridge. It's 20 Things Adopted Kids Wish Their Adoptive Parents Knew. It's really, really good. This is her story in her life of what she wished that her parents knew and understood. And so it is out here for us parents in the adoptive community to know. And I got a ton of great things from this book, a lot that I really, really, really took to heart and have used, and really it's been so good. And I've read it twice. I share it with other friends, but sometimes, I don't know how old this book is, but I remember getting it like 10 years ago as well. So I've had this for a really long time. Okay, the third one, the book that I have talked about before, Upside Down by Shannon Guerra. And I found her and the author of this book, Gina, both of these books from an Adoptive Mom podcast. The Adoptive Mom podcast, because they were guests on there, and I listened to them, and they had written books, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want to read these. Anything to help me be a better parent, to be prepared for things. So anyway, that's how I found these books, from that awesome podcast. Thank you. So Upside Down, it says, Understanding and Supporting Attachment in Adoptive and Foster Families. So again, for everyone, supportive. There's a lot of things that happen in churches, in doctor's offices, dentist offices, daycare centers, schools, the teachers. She really addresses how to help others understand the trauma and attachment kids are going through, and why the parents have to do what they have to do. So she kind of gives parents, equips them with how to deliver that well, and the different traumas and attachment issues that kids are going through. And she talks a little bit about her story. They adopted 2 children from Bulgaria, and so love this. Easy read, amazing. If you know someone, like, give this book to them that is wanting to go through adoption, or if you want to support them, put it in your church library. Highly, highly recommend this one too. Okay, last but not least, Love Never Quits. And it says, Surviving and Thriving After Infertility, Adoption, and Reactive Attachment Disorder. Okay, which is called RAD. And I don't know, I think it's the most, not talked about and not uncovered issue that a lot of these children from hard places go through, and are misdiagnosed or quickly diagnosed with something else, and it is actually reactive attachment disorder. And so they have adopted 2 children from Colombia, and their whole walk. And actually, there's a chapter in here that is written by her son, which is really enlightening. And I found it really, really helpful for my heart with kids that have a lot of attachment issues, and equipping myself with coping with that, helping them with that, and just being there for them for those needs, because just like we would for any of our children, we are there for them for what their needs are. And again, like I said, every child is different, every case is different, even if it is a sibling set. They endure things differently, and we're getting tired now. Now you're showing you're tired. So I even want to explain that even itty bitties like little Daphne here has endured trauma, has endured loss, and there is attachment issues with that. And so I also want to say how we are broken in sin, and so we all have this trauma and brokenness in us of how attachment and trust affects our daily lives. Even if we did come from a 2-parent home that loved the Lord and was brought up, we are still broken in sin. And when it comes down to it, we need the Lord Jesus Christ to come and heal us. He heals the brokenhearted. And if you yourself are not healed, you're not going to be able to help your children that are brokenhearted. And you have to get to that place maybe while you're helping your kids get there, but it's important for you to have a healthy mindset and for your own heart to be healed by the Lord Jesus Christ in order to help them. Maybe, I don't know, this just came to my head, but a car that has a dead battery cannot be charged by another car that has a dead battery. And so that car has to be running well to help the other car's battery to get going. And so I'm not saying that we are perfect, because we are not perfect. We need Christ, and every single day we need to carry that cross and put our faith in the Lord. But I think God is so amazing that He has blessed us with amazing resources of people that have gone before us that can help us in this situation. And I hope it can help you. I hope that it can maybe share this with someone that you know this could help and bless. And yeah, I will be praying for you. And send me a message of how I can pray for you, or if you have any questions. I am not like a complete expert. I do have experience, but we are all still learning. And like I said, this is from 11, 12 years ago to just a few months ago. I am still learning and finding great resources. And yeah, so I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy.